Okay, time for another toy 3D camera, this time from DXG. Now DXG made a few 3D cameras. One I reviewed on the channel a few years ago, the 5F9V, which was a budget but mid-range camera without optical zoom, went up to half-width 1080p or 720 high frame rate. It was a decent starter 3D camera. This one is more in the realm of toy though. It's digital, still only, very low resolution. It's listed as VGA, so standard def, and of course with the size of these lenses and sensors, it's going to look even lower than standard def. It also has, the settings have 1.3 megapixels, but this is firmware interpolation, so in other words, in-camera upscale, not really higher resolution. This camera came in lavender, which I have. Also came in green, orange, yellow, and pink. The picture on the back is kind of funny, kind of implies a 3D screen with this little girl there taking a camera and basically reaching out of the screen on the camera screen. So it's a little bit meta or Inception, something like that. And just like the last 3D toy camera I reviewed, this does the same thing where you print it out onto a 4x6 photo paper and cut that out, stick it in the viewer. And in this case, the viewer is part of the packaging where you can, where you can look into it and sort of see the 3D image. It works better when it's out of the package because it blocks where your nose should be going, right there. But anyway, let's take a look up close at the camera outside of the packaging. Here she is. This is the purple model. Uses two AAA batteries. Let's turn it on. There's the shutter button and the power button. There's the screen. There you can see the setting, what mode it's in, the battery life, the resolution, the amount of pictures that can be held on the SD card. Interestingly, the LCD screen, there we go, redundant again, the LC screen, if you will, it's really better viewed this way, although it's not designed to be. It's basically sideways because when you look at it this way, one eye will look darker, one eye will look lighter, so it's kind of disconcerting to look at. Press this button to get to previously taken pictures. Press that again to go back. So anyway, you touch it to turn it off, touch and hold. It does have a tripod mount. And here we've got the USB port and the full-size SD card slot. Here is that viewer taken out with the picture on the inside that you can look through. And I actually got a higher quality digital image of this 3D image and formatted it for the screen for viewing on this episode. So you can do that with your own photos, print them and slide them in the viewer. Let's take a look at the images around this viewer. There's the shoot, print, view. Set upside down. Look at that. Do not place the lenses of this viewer in direct sunlight. Not suitable for children under 3 years. Okay, just legalese there. 3D cam viewer, see and share your pictures in 3D. That guy looks like he's having a blast. And press here for best 3D view. Press here. I did have to do some bending and squishing while I was holding it to get the best view through the lenses. So I'm not sure if that's what the press here is referring to. Maybe. Anyway, it comes with a couple of other viewers. As you can see here, a blue one, Those are just lens protectors. They're not supposed to be blue. They're see-through lenses. They're basically the same thing except flat. And a green one. And now let's take a look at some of the pictures that this camera actually produces. Again, as a reminder, if you're a member of the channel, in the members section you can see the true 3D version of this episode, full color for actual 3D displays, 3D TVs, projectors, glasses, free screens. Otherwise, you'll see a converted to anaglyph version, which is for red and blue glasses to get an idea of the 3D. The pictures straight off the SD card come in a image file that's 1920 by 1440 with lines for later printing and cutting, but the actual size of the images within that image are roughly 450 by 600 pixels. And here's some pictures in lower light for testing purposes. And it's hard to tell when you're looking at it in 3D, but because your brain kind of adjusts, but the left eye image is actually softer and not as sharp as the right eye image, noticeably so. And this isn't due to the one having a slower focusing time, because I tried it in multiple shots where I would hold the camera perfectly still, and even in the best light, the left eye image is always softer than the right eye. However, there actually is a delay, because I tried to see if I could press the shutter button, if I could jump back just enough time before the image clicked to get a full picture of myself reaching towards the camera, and there was a significant delay between both lenses in these example shots. But again, this is a toy. This is not the Fuji W3 or your twin camera DSLR rig, etc., that you would give to a kid to play with or try their hands at 3D. This does have a nice strong 3D that you need to distract from the low image quality. I measured it at 84 millimeters between the lenses, so similar to the last toy 3D camera I reviewed, it's just seems a little wider than actual human eyesight. But anyway, we just did two 3D toy cameras back to back that had a lot in common with each other. We got one more 3D toy camera that is very unique, and I'm curious about it myself. I've been holding on to this for a while, waiting for a chance to get around to trying it, and that's coming next time.